Hello. I just thought of a topic driving around here that we haven't really discussed, and that's the KTM 390 adventure. Had an opportunity to ride one a few times. My friend picked one up, and he thought it was going to be the A1 unicorn backcountry discovery route bike. And so, being a brand new model, there wasn't much available for it from the aftermarket. So probably last fall, he got it late last summer, I guess, and he he put 1,500 miles on it pretty quick, and he was exploring all over and having a good time. And but he was like, I can't ride this thing off-road the way it is right now, so I need to get I gotta get some protection parts on it. So he ordered the Black Dog Racing, I think, skid plate, and the back rack that replaces the back seat, and that was pretty cool stuff. Don't get me wrong, it was pretty awesome setup to have no back seat, but have like that huge luggage plate and be able to just because it's going to be a solo adventure bike if it's anything. So when I had a chance to ride it, it was back to back with my CB500X, and what I noticed mostly was that how much vibration it had. The CB500X, is like this bike. There's no vibration, nothing that you go, dude, I can't ride it at X RPM. But a lot of bikes I've ridden are the opposite. They're more like you have to ride it at this RPM. For example, V-Strom 650. I know it's a wonderful bike and it tours the highway just fine, but there's a rev range that it's happy in, and a lot of other rev ranges on that bike, it shakes the crap out of you. And I don't like that. I want a bike that I can ride at whatever RPM I want without losing fillings or whatever. So for me, a lot of bikes I just rule out because they vibrate too much for me. And that's the way I felt on the KTM. And my buddy, he had some negative thoughts about it before the skid plate and everything showed up. And then once he got that and bolted it on, it was game over for that bike. It vibrated and buzzed so bad that he was like going crazy, and it was making a heck of a lot of racket. He put spacers and washers and tried to loosen this and tighten that and everything. It was strong piece of kit and really good quality and everything, but the bike just vibrates too much. And compared to the CB500X, it had better power. It was a powerful bike, and free revving, feeling engine and things like that, but it vibrated too much for me, and I guess that's the price you pay for having a single. But I got a single right here that doesn't vibrate, and maybe it doesn't put out 44 horsepower or whatever, but I just saw another guy, Trek Ethos, thank you for doing it, dyno video. He had whatever it was, 17.4 torque and at 6,400 and 24 point something horsepower at 8,400 on the dyno, and they didn't even take it to redline on the dyno chart. It's because it starts dropping off so fast after 9,000. I've probably said that before, that this isn't a bike you need to wrap out to redline because there's no benefit to you. But yeah, it's a fun one. So anyway, I'm just cruising some country I haven't really been to before, so probably looking around more than you want me to be. But anyhow, back to the 390. I'm sure it's a great engine, but yeah, I think what he wanted and what the rest of the world wants is that horsepower in this bike. You know what I'm saying? Is a full enduro bike with a street engine in it that has 6,500 mile service intervals or 8,000 mile service intervals, but has long travel suspension and street characteristics on the engine and no vibration, and can cruise at 75 miles an hour. And I think that the thought was good, and the KTM with its stock form was a good street bike. But you know, as far as something that I'd want to ride off-road, you know, it felt exactly like the CB500X to me, that it was like, it's a little too fragile feeling, it's a little too street oriented, and things like that. So I never really put much merit into it, except that, you know, it's the same price as this bike, and it makes it seem like with all the technology it's got, and that it's a much better value. But the build quality, you know, it's and the aftermarket support and things like that, the oil change kit was $75 or something. So, you know, there's just a lot of things that when you look at it go, you know what, this on paper it looks like you know, the best specs and the best technology and cornering, turn sensitive, ABS, traction control. And, you know, then when you ride it, you go, do I really want the bike to be doing all that stuff for me? Do I really want to have to go through the menu every time I start this thing and spend 5 minutes making it the way that I want it for the ride? And for me, the answer is going to be no. You know, I sat in a new Honda car recently, and I was like, dude, no. I don't want to have to use the infotainment panel to change the station on the radio. I want to click a button and say, next station, next track, volume up, grab a knob and crank it. You know, and that's just getting harder to find. And when they start packing all that crap onto motorcycles, it's like getting rid of some of the fun and some of the ease of operation for me. But, you know, the other thing that Honda did, when you click the blinker on the dashboard down here, we're on the radio, where the radio should be, that's also the HVAC and everything else, there's a camera picture showing what's next to your car. Like, why are you looking down here by the shifter to see what's next to you when you can look out the fucking window? Anyway, you know, I can keep my bike simple, please. Anyway, talk to you later.